Hello everyone, it's Kirsty and Plague, and we are back with a slapped hams, just watching it, doing what we do, loving it, and it's been a Halloween for everyone, but thankfully no knocks on our doors because I don't think people are allowed to. Not sure if anyone knows that yet, but people probably still keep their kids in, and let's hope so, because I can't be fucked answering the door this year.
The story behind this photo is as sad as it is disturbing. The photo
What
has
do we
been
got here?
retold over
1984 car crash. Got a photo of that.
the years as the tale of the ghost that screamed, and 30 years later it's still causing a stir. The origin of this story dates back to a 1984 car accident involving 4 teenagers. The exact circumstances leading to the crash are unknown, however some have blamed the winding roads. Regardless of the cause, the teens lost control of their vehicle that night. They hit a curb and crashed into nearby trees.
Well, inexperience
As fate would have
does
it,
usually
3 of the 4
cause a
teens
play
survived
into
the
these
crash.
accidents.
It proved fatal
being
for the boy
teens
in
and
the
all.
front passenger seat. At just 16 years old, the teen boy tragically lost his life.
That's about the age of one of
What
my car
followed was a
crashes.
routine
Yes, I've
police
crashed a car.
inspection complete with photos capturing the scene of the accident. Not having witnessed anything abnormal at the time, the police officer sent the photos off to be developed. However, what the police department found in those photos was distressing. The first signs of supernatural interference were floating red and yellow dots visible in many of the photos. However, they wouldn't go on to raise any red flags on their own. But one of the photos in question would haunt those who saw it for the rest of their lives.
Alright, what are we looking
The
at?
photo seems to have captured the boy's spirit yelling in agony.
That's
There's
light
a disturbed
and smoke.
face
Oh, yeah.
visible and clear.
You'd have to see a picture of the boy's face or anything, to be honest, in general, because it looks like one of those characters drawn that we have in our usually comedy sections, or if not on the front page of our newspaper sometimes, where you see the cricketers or the prime ministers we have with the big heads. It kind of looks more like one of those bobblehead drawings. So unless there's an actual picture that represents that kid, it's very hard to say with this one, but it does look like a person screaming in agony and all that. Probably from the torture department. To be honest, it looks like Donald Trump, but could just be me.
Some even believe you can see the outline of a brown Labrador. Some say it's the very same dog that belonged to the boy recently deceased. Skeptics
Don't
involved
see
had
that.
to admit it seemed the photos
I'd
captured
like
two
to see
unique
that, but I
spirits.
don't see that.
There's the boy himself in agony after the accident, and the boy's pet there to guide his soul. Posted to Reddit by user DIY
Oh,
Gardening.
fuck this one. I already seen it straight away. Alright, now I know I'm in the top left screen, so this should definitely work. This eerie, blank-ass face. Even if it is a person, he's up on the foundation. Unless you're Goth, then you're doing a great job, but I don't think this is the case.
Only be described as nightmare fuel. The photo was taken at Easter and was simply an attempt to capture a nice gathering of friends. As the title of the submission explains, the photo features one guest who was certainly not invited. We see the food laid out and a group of friends standing by, but there's one glaring addition to this photo that certainly doesn't belong. In the mirror, you can see the creepy and shadowed face of their uninvited guest. It looks to be a person with long hair wearing a white mask. Like many similar ghost photos, this one seems to
that's a bit
reveal
of
a
a
being
close-up
whose
there, wow.
presence was not known until the parties involved were able to examine the photograph. However, once they did, it seems certain they were horrified by this creepy figure. All present insist they have no idea who the person might be. Let's hope this unwanted guest didn't stick around for
I have said this before. It could be just their gothic friend that they're like, oh, you should have came to this party, and they're like, I was there. Because, yeah, everyone knows about being the invisible friend of something. I've been the invisible friend of something. I was at a party and someone said I wasn't. I'm like, no, I was there. Told them all the scenarios that they went through. But they can't remember me being there, so It's not a first.
Too long after the photo was taken. Sent to the news outlet The Irish Mirror by Paula Whelan, this selfie of her daughter's friend appears to have gone horribly wrong. In this instance, the selfie seems to have strayed past fun and silly and gone straight to disturbing instead. While looking through the selfies in order to delete the less than perfect ones, the friend came upon something utterly horrifying.
Okay, it's a little bit
Position right behind the girl seems to be a ghostly figure. Enough to send shivers down anyone's spine and make them take a cursory glance behind themselves.
weird. I think I
There
might
appears
have a
to
bit of
be
a
what
stronger
looks like
spine
a
then,
man's face
because it
above
just
the
looks like a
doorframe.
mask face rather than an actual face.
The longer you
Like,
stare at this
More
particular
grainier
photo,
than the
more
one that
eerie
they
it feels.
took on Mars that they tried showing us.
Some viewers claim it's nothing more than a Photoshop job, but the family insists they've not manipulated the image in any way.
Doesn't really need a Photoshop job to be glare. I know a lot of people that still
Posted by-
take photos where the light's behind them and it ends up making them look blurrier, or you just can't see what they're doing, and the whole film or photo is just screwed because the light needs to more be in front of you. You can have light behind you, but you need more in front of you to make it look a little bit better. Otherwise, the light behind and nothing in front, and you're taking your videos or your pictures, ends up looking blurry as shit.
By Reddit user Project Mindless, this photo seems to suggest that something eerie happened when this picture was taken.
Like,
Taken
there's a
at
little
family
boy that's in the
gathering, we see
background
6
that's
people
bombing
all
the
smiling
photo, but
happily
I
at the
don't know about a
camera.
ghost.
However, if you look closely, it would seem a spirit has attempted to join them. With all the happy faces, it seems as though none of them had any idea this dark shadowy figure lingered behind them while capturing the photo. Directly behind the poster himself is a small dark figure, heavily shadowed.
Yes, it's
If you zoom in for a
what
closer
is it? The Ring
inspection, you
Child.
get a better idea of
Another
what
one of
this
those.
shadow truly is.
actually
You can
watched a
see
couple of
small,
those. They're not too
childlike
bad.
figure directly behind the group. Reminded of the child from The Grudge,
That's
the
the
poster
one,
and his
The
family
Grudge.
was seriously creeped out upon reviewing the
Why do they
photo.
have to show it?
They say they have no idea who the boy could
Now
be.
I'm going to be
or
creeped
why he
out by
was
the little
there.
shit all night.
With no other potential explanation
Like
for
this
the
one,
face
not so
behind
much,
them,
but you
the group
had to
seems to
show the
believe that a
actual one,
ghost
didn't you?
chose their family's
Ugh.
gathering to visit that
Alright,
day.
well, let's go see this next one. What's the next one?
Some
Skipping this.
horrifying presence in an otherwise peaceful home. The uploader explains that this photo was taken by their aunt. The photo of her son after he got out of the bath should have been a cute and precious memory. However, it quickly turned into something far more sinister. The uploader explains that the two were the only ones at home when the photo was taken. This makes the appearance of the person in the corner of the room all the more mysterious and eerie. In the photo, a strange figure is visible standing in the background. You can see a hand and white outfit of some kind.
I know, it's
What's
obviously the
even more
person was standing
unsettling,
there.
the uploader posted a second photo, showing what the room normally looks like unobscured.
It's a toilet.
When you compare it to the first photo, it looks like it would be impossible for a person to be standing in the corner, not unless they were wedged tightly up against the toilet.
That is true.
The poster also clarified that there is or
Alright,
was no
going
mirror in
back
the
to that.
room when the photo
Going back
was
to it.
first
Needs
photo.
more
It looks like
analysing.
it would be
Pausing, analyzing. Analyzing. No, it still seems like a regular sized girl could be standing there. Why would they be standing there? I don't know, but. Or it could just be the camera is screwed up somehow. But it's not impossible.
be impossible for a person to be standing in
It's
the
not
corner.
impossible, man.
Not unless they were
just said
wedged
that.
tightly up against the toilet. The poster also clarified that there is or was no mirror in the room when the photo was taken. Some viewers have suggested the spirit to be that of a nurse or another figure wearing a lab coat. Others pointed out that the thumb on the figure seems to be unnaturally pointed. So what do you think's going on in this strange photo? Love to hear your thoughts on this one in the comments section below.
Check the comments below just to suss
For
that
a
one out.
word. Tammy
See,
notes
this one's
that
a
her
bit more
granddaughter
creepier.
captured this photo as she was playing around with her phone's camera. As Tammy explains, no one aside from herself and her granddaughter were present in the room when the photo was taken. Showing a disturbing
But they
figure
claim
behind
this,
her
but,
granddaughter, Tammy asserts the figure was not visible when the photo was taken.
It's
This
apparently not
implies
her.
that the figure only happened to be accidentally captured by her granddaughter.
It's doing that weird scream
As
face,
Tammy
but
explains, the presence
see
of the
their
spirit
teeth.
in this photograph is easily the scariest thing that's ever happened to her.
yeah, they have some weird pupils. Or the camera just really picks up their pupils. To the point where it looks like this eye. This eye. Creepy. But still,
Those who have previously scrutinized the picture have questioned
say
whether the
ghostly.
figure was Tammy
Ghostly is a
herself,
little bit
but she
different.
assures viewers that this is not the case. In fact, Tammy has her own theory behind the origin of the spirit.
Tammy's got a
Built
theory.
on
Let's
top
hear
of an
it.
old fort, Tammy's quite positive that many people had likely been buried beneath their home. Looking for peace or purely restless, a spirit seems to have wandered into their old home and into the photo captured by Tammy's granddaughter.
The person's complexion is
With
a little
some
bit more
relief,
different
Tammy
than
assures viewers that she has
the
since
lively
moved from
fleshness
the
of the
allegedly
child.
haunted home.
So, could be a dead spirit. It might not be. They don't seem
Sent
to be
the
like
news
that
outlet,
to me.
The
Like
Irish
I've
Mirror
always seen
by Gráinne Dowdall,
foggy
it would seem
figures
an
or
eerie
something
figure
like
has
that.
ruined what would be a
eye
perfectly
glimpses,
fine
never
mirror
really
selfie.
a full on. Oh, there
As
it
with
is.
previous ghost photos, the spirit went completely unnoticed until
And
the selfie
anyone
was
that
reviewed.
doesn't know, even I started Normal
As the
Adventures,
girl
which is
strikes a
pretty
pose
funny.
in the mirror, another figure is
investigate
seen
normal
striking
people,
a pose just outside her
or
window.
us.
It looks to be a pale, expressionless face hanging just outside of the house. Creepily, the article confirms that the girl's bedroom was upstairs, meaning this couldn't have just been someone passing by.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Instead, the latitude of the room and the spirit's odd appearance all seem to point towards a genuine haunting. Some viewers have suggested it could be an odd reflection or perhaps even a case of pareidolia, a tendency humans have to identify familiar patterns in the things
Subjects
we see,
with patterns, and then
i.e. a
you
face
go, oh my
hanging
god,
in
it's
the
a
window.
face, it's a mask.
Still,
Either way,
the
the
image is
placement of
chilling
it is
nonetheless,
creepy.
and until further information
If anyone's
comes to
watched
hand,
that
it will
TikTok
have
where the
to
girl
remain a mystery.
shocks herself with her feet, that is hilarious.
Then tickle that
Because
little photo is
why
certainly
not?
an eerie one.
She felt stupid after that. Okay, and we got a face in the ceiling, so another one of these. I don't know, I've seen a horse pattern in the ceiling, that was about as far as I got. Like looking at clouds though. Like, I don't think I have too much of the imagination to try all that. I do, and it would just be something stupid or mundane, I'm sure. But we've got a face in the ceiling.
Facebook's facial
this is
recognition
creepy.
software seems to point to the legitimacy of this sighting, throwing off even the most hardened skeptics. As the family were taking a series of nice family photos, O'Callaghan's niece grabbed the phone and had snapped a picture of the roof in her haste. When they looked at the photo, they could see an odd shape in the ceiling that resembled a face. When they uploaded the image to Facebook, it even gave them the option of tagging it as if it was someone they knew.
Oh, that's weird as.
With
Okay, that's
Ciara
different.
herself being a self-described skeptic, she admits she had submitted this photo to the public's discretion in order to potentially find some explanation other than the supernatural.
Oh, it's similar
For
to that
now,
last
she
face
admits
that was
she
viewed.
herself couldn't find any other potential
Eyebrows
cause,
up on an angle,
going so far as to
elongated
manipulate
nose
the
and all
photo
that.
in Photoshop,
So it could be
playing
a
with
thing.
darkness and contrast, looking for any other reason the face should have appeared. However, altering the image only seemed to
At
deepen
number
the
one.
mystery. Strangely, the face
Oh.
in the ceiling
That is all the faces. That is all the photos that will change a skeptic. Some of them were a bit different, like I said. One of them looked like Donald Trump, if you ask me, so unless that's a sign. We've got a whole bunch that were very similar. Others were just pretty much someone standing there in the picture that they can't recall.
bears a striking
Others are a bit
resemblance to
different. So, close this. Thank you as well for a lot of the new subscribers. Oh, just gained one. Thank you. This special one. Thank you, because I witnessed it just jump. So, you're awesome. I hope you like the content. And this will be getting uploaded shortly, I hope. So, thank you everyone. I'm Castian Plague. Hope you enjoyed Slapped Hams with me, and you have a great day, morning, night, wherever you are. I'm Castian Plague.